Hey folks, Papa Boris here, playing some more Hades. This time, Dark Thirst is pointing us back to our original weapon, the sword. And we have a choice of trinkets here. Now, it looks like I have fully maxed out Skelly's trinket, which I'm not a completionist about these. I don't mind playing with the same ones and not maxing all of them out. But there's a bit of a game to play since it's like, well, if I could beat Meg on just one Death Defiance, then this tooth doesn't do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Hypnos's purse. So this starts you off with 100 coins. And you can level it up to start with 150. And having an extra 100 coins is really great, especially because I have a tendency to ignore coin rooms. So this lets me continue to ignore coin rooms, but still actually be able to buy the occasional thing here and there. Well, one time anyway. Huh. Still no Demeter. I don't actually know what's going on with that. I thought you're supposed to get Demeter after reaching Hades, and I've reached Hades twice and haven't seen her. Don't know what's going on. So we can buff up our attack, our special, or our cast, kind of the generic selection here. I will grab the Deadly Strike since I plan to be hitting things with my sword a lot. The attack damage is small for Artemis. However, the critical damage is pretty significant. It's an extra... it basically doubles your damage. So what you can kind of do is say, okay, well, if I deal, let's say 100 damage just for the sake of argument, a crit would be 200 damage. 15% of 200 is 35. So it's kind of like an expected extra 35 damage out of 100, which is pretty significant. So it's sort of like an extra 65% damage if you add in the 30% that's already there. But it's actually a little bit more than that because the attack damage 30% is always applied, so it's actually 130 doubled. Anyway, the point is, it's actually a lot better than it looks, is what I was trying to say. Artemis's boons I ignored for a long time because I was like, well, there's a chance to crit, but the flat bonus to damage is kind of on the small side, and it took me a while and possibly some prodding from reading guides on the internet to realize that actually I was being an idiot. And those are relatively strong boons. Okay, we got Athena here, which is great. She's the one with the deflecting, plus some good miscellaneous stuff. Get the special here. If you see a bunch of things spawning, you can special, and if you time it just right, you'll land it right before the enemies come, or right after the enemies come. Okay, so we can see those little scroll symbols. That means it's a boon I have not taken before. We'll take the Phalanx Shot just because I'm not super crazy about Holy Shield, and I'm also not crazy about Phalanx Shot, but I'm less crazy about Phalanx Shot than Holy Shield, so I just want to get that out of the way. What Phalanx Shot does is it makes it so that your cast is like that thing, and it kind of just trundles out and it does some more damage. It's fine. It's just not my favorite cast. And that's not because it's bad, I don't think. I think it's because I'm bad. Like, it deflects, so you can send it in the way of some projectiles to deflect a whole... Oh, God, I'm going to take damage. No. To deflect a bunch of them.
Right there.
Happy to get some more nectar, because I actually realized I messed up. I spent all my nectar at the House of Hades, which means if I get one of the story rooms, like with Sisyphus, god darn it, grab, like with Sisyphus, or Eurydice, or Patroclus in Act 3, I won't be able to give them nectar. And I want to do that because you can't guarantee seeing them in any given run, so whether you like their, god darn it, whether you like their trinkets or not, it's just good to get them while you can.
No way.
Okay, I think I will just pay 25 coins for a little bit of healing because I don't have Skelly, which means that I need to actually kill Meg on 50 health plus 25 health from the Death Defiance. And that's only 75 health. So I could very reasonably, very realistically, I should say, die to this first boss fight, which would be a shame. My goal for this run, by the way, the sword is maybe my worst weapon. So my goal would really just be to kill Meg and the Hydra, because then on subsequent runs with the sword, if I can kill Meg and the Hydra again, I will get darkness and speed up the rate at which I unlock things in the mirror. Aha, there's Demeter. Okay, Demeter's a really good god. Her thing is chill, which slows which she has a pretty good flat bonus damage on her stuff, and then it also inflicts chill. That is a thing that can stack up to 10 times, and it makes enemies move slower. And I believe it also makes them attack slower. I guess I should really look that up before I started making all these statements. Oh, that thing doesn't have my cast in it. Oops. So once you get that mirror upgrade, that causes enemies to take more damage when your cast is lodged in them. Anytime you fight a mini boss or something, you should put a cast in them so that you can do more damage to them. Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of this. It's decent area damage in the first act, but after a while 50 becomes kind of irrelevant. This is fine and it makes healing effects work better, but my health is kind of low, my max health, so it's not as impressive now. I'm gonna do this. It adds a bunch of damage to my chill, or sorry, to my special. Because the special is slow, the chill is not as impressive. Chill is much more impressive on something that attacks quickly. But it's still, you know, oops, I shouldn't have taken that health. That health is just sitting there. Health that's dropped by enemies because of that well upgrade just sits there until you walk over it. Just trying to dash around like crazy so I don't get nudged by those skeletons. So here we have our first Infernal Trove. Basically what this is you get a spawn of enemies and you kill them as fast as possible, and the quicker you kill them, the more gems you get. In this case, it's gain up to 25, but it's not really going to be 25, it's going to be less than that. I don't actually care about gems. I got the one thing I really cared about with the gems, which is the Fated Prophecies, so we're going to pass on this. And now it's a question of whether I be greedy and get the coins or go and get the shop now. I'm going to take the coins because it'll matter later. This is still Act 1. I shouldn't really be taking, you know, much damage in these rooms. If I were good at the game, I wouldn't be taking any damage. But as it is, I shouldn't be taking much, and 100 coins will make not only the next shop more valuable, but it will also let me, you know, buy miscellaneous things from Wells of Charon and so forth. Okay, this is good. This extra health here.
Take him now.
Because, you know, getting an extra 25 health, starting up at 50 health, is a big difference. Those things, I don't know if I ever mentioned that, they spawn skulls. So even in one of these trials where, god darn it, even in one of these trials where you don't need to actually kill anything, it's just surviving, you need to try to kill those. I also need to be trying to kill these witches before these projectiles get out of control. Oh, I was trying to shoot a cast so I could deflect their shots, but I didn't have one.
Just a bit longer.
Just a bit long. When he says just a bit longer, there's still 10 seconds to go. So I personally find he says it too soon. I wish he would say that at 5 seconds rather than at 10. Anyways, that was fine. Now we have Gem mini boss or Key mini boss. Well, that's an easy choice. Key mini boss it is. Okay, and it's not like a mini boss. It's not like a special enemy. This is just a bunch of armored enemies. So I'm gonna just try to go in and out and special them to death, since my special does extra damage. I don't want to randomly get thonked. Oh god. Oh my god. By one of their slow, laborious strikes. And then we jump. Okay, these are also armored enemies, which makes sense. This is actually really nice. It gives me 2 keys because it's a mini boss. And I really wanted 2 keys because I had 1 going into this run, and I need a 3rd to unlock the shield. Obviously, I like as many keys as possible so I can unlock more sections of the mirror as well. Okay, this is an interesting one. I would definitely have taken this if it were attack or special for the boss fight. Doing 50% extra damage is worth 20 coins, but the cast is like, eh. This increases the quality of the next boon, which I'm probably not going to see until after the boss fight. And this is just some healing. We'll take the healing. I don't think I'm going to pay 70 coins for that. We're going to save that for the shops. We got a hammer here, so this is going to be swingy. Sword has some really game-changing hammers and some junker nuggets. So, we'll see what happens. The good news is that because I already have a boon upgrading my special and my attack, I'm still flexible. So I could do a run where I, you know, lean more towards using the special on everything, and I could also lean towards a run that attacks everything. I prefer attacking. There's no particular reason for that, just that I'm a dumb, simple beast, and I like pressing the attack button and swinging my sword. But I've done runs with the sword where I just focus on the special and ignore the attack, so I don't care what I get as long as it's good. Let's see here. Okay, special hits twice, attacks. Okay, these are actually, these top two, actually all these are good, but the top two are both really, really good. So this one is nice. It really works with my playstyle. You just press the attack button and hold it now, and then it does a lot of damage. It attacks really quickly. This one's also really, really good because when you do this, your special it just like doubles your special's damage basically. I'm actually gonna grab that because the other one I'll pretty much always be happy to have, but this one is good now since I have a pretty strong boon affecting my special. Now, shop or palm. I'm gonna grab the palm because I think this one should be free. This should be the last one before the boss. And we have good things to power up. If you have something that buffs your attack or special, it's good to grab the palm in my opinion. Yeah, let's actually go for it. Let's go all in on the special. So this adds an extra 24 percentage points of damage to the special, and that's doubled, so it's kind of like 48%, kind of. All right, let's see if we can kill Meg. Really, I just want to kill her. I think if I can kill her, I can definitely kill the Hydra because I can switch trinkets to the one that gives me an extra Death Defiance. So you put the cast in her for extra damage, and then you stand next to her in special. Just make sure that you are not in her way when she rears up, and that you also step away when she like does the little ballerina move and pirouettes upward. So yeah, I just stand next to her, and then once the cast comes out, put a new cast in. I'm gonna get away from that stuff. I actually could deflect the matter with my cast, but I don't need to dick around. Just get in, do damage, get out. Okay. Oh, I shot the cast in the wrong direction. Oopsie. I'm gonna get the cast back. Oh god, get away. Didn't get away. Oh my god, she's doing a lot of that. Ouch. Okay, remember, we do have a Death Defiance. It isn't the end of the world if I use it on this fight. Because again, I have pretty mild ambitions for this run. Like, again, the sword is my weakest weapon, so it'll probably be a while before I actually get anywhere close to winning with the sword. But I do want to make it so that my runs with the sword at least give darkness for killing the first two bosses. Okay, so mission accomplished there. Now we heal up a bit. We can switch trinkets. And the question is, how greedy am I feeling? Again, if I don't die, then this did nothing. I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna grab the Myrmidon Bracer, which on the net, assuming you get hit from the back and the front equally, does reduce your damage intake. And I love that because I get hurt a lot. I just take a whole lot of damage, so that makes a really big difference. All right, I think I am, got all these cast things. I am gonna grab this, 10% health when you enter a chamber. For a few chambers is fine. And obviously it would have been better if I had more max health, but it's fine. I'll take any healing I can get. All right, very happy to see a key. It's gonna be a little bit, this is a part of the game where keys are a very limited resource because there's actually 2 more weapons to unlock after the shield. Oh my god, really? Okay. These guys, they have my number. I just keep getting hit by them. I don't even know why. It's like, well, it's a melee thing. You just walk up to it and hit it. And I don't know. These lunges, they did more damage to me than Meg did. Okay. All right, there's these boulders that fly up into the sky. Can I maybe try to not take all the damage in the universe? Oh my god, no, no, got hit twice. I guess it's just a fact of my life as I get hit by those things. Okay, where's the way? Oh, here we go, we got story event.
the
That
next
other one is Hermes, which I would also like to take because Hermes has some cool boons, but I think it's just a good idea in general to always take these story things.
Majesty.
And I will give her the Nectar.
Eurydice.
I am actually not a huge fan of her
Thanks so much.
trinket. People say it's really, really good, and I probably will level it up.
Have a quick bite.
But I just want to do it while I can. I just want to get all these story people's trinkets while I have the chance. So she can either upgrade 2 boons to the next rarity, give 4 boons plus 1, or make your next boons of upgraded rarity. So my heuristic for this is just if I have attack / special damage upgrading boons, I want to try to upgrade them. So we'll roll the dice here. Let's see what we get. Phalanx shot and deadly strike. Okay, so that upgraded my cast and my attack. Unfortunately, not my special,
Next time.
but that's fine. We still will do more damage with the attacks and cast, and I do use those sometimes. Okay, these are the ones that shoot the rocks that freeze you for a sec. These are the guys that shoot poison bombs. Alrighty. Dodge away after killing one.
Thank the
And
gods.
collect your key. Wait, did I take the key? Oh, there it is. I just totally missed it somehow. Got another trove here. Now, 100 coins. It's good. I'm not going to do it, though. Generally speaking, I don't like to do those in the early runs because you will probably take damage doing it. And it's just not really... And it's like a double whammy. Until, like, you're really strong, not only will you probably take damage doing it, but you'll also probably, like, take a while to kill the enemies. And if you're taking a while to kill them, then, oh, God. Then it lessens the reward. Okay, so this is actually a deceptively difficult mini-boss. These witches, you know, they don't have that much health, but all the projectiles and all these fiery pits that happen, having, like, deflect on my special or my attack would have been very strong. In fact, that just generally makes this fight a lot easier. If you are feeling overwhelmed by all these projectiles, God darn it, she was like just out of reach of my special. You can always just attack with your attack or your special and destroys the projectile at the least. Okay, my casts floated back to me. I hope that killed the one that was hiding out in the fire. These witches fly, so they can hang out in the fire all day. Alright, that honestly could have been a whole lot worse.
Witchcraft. What can you do?
Okay, some good stuff here. More damage to armor, quite a lot more. Marking is interesting. This makes it so that when you hit that enemy, it's more likely to take crit damage. The dash strike is also nice. Just that's like a way to upgrade your attack without taking the upgrade your attack boon slot. So these are all good options. I think this really only applies if I attack because my special does chill, not critical. So I'm gonna take this because then when I dash to an enemy and attack it, I will do more. Whereas the other one is like I would have to be using my attack and then also continue using the attack. Because if you mark an enemy but then don't hit it with something that deals crit, it doesn't actually do anything. Alright, these are my nemesis. And they have armor. So, a nightmare scenario. Make sure to get the cast in it. Oh, look at those dash strikes. Okay, they do take fire damage, so that was good. You can dash in, get your cast, and dash out without taking any fire damage. You are fire resistant. God, I have just taken so much damage from these random basic noobs. Mobs, I should say, not noobs. Oh, I thought those would be different enemies, but no, it was more of those. Oh my God. Alright. This is clearly
Don't do that.
my problem. I'm down to 13 health, and it's just entirely because of these guys. Clearly, there is something that I have not learned about these enemies' attack patterns. Could also do without the random fire things. Oopsie. Okay, well, we're hanging on in there. We got a nectar in case we find Patroclus. Key, darkness, gems. Well, I think I'll take the key. Stick to my plan, going for keys over darkness. The darkness would have been more darkness because that was a mini boss fight, but that is fine. I could shoot a cast at those projectiles to try to deflect them, or I could shoot a cast missing all the projectiles and then hit them with my face. And I decided to go for the second option that time. I think it's important to, you know, keep the enemies guessing sometimes. Oh, look at those deflections. But the enemy had already hidden underground, so it didn't actually hit them. Ah! Okay, that went well. Is there another one? Oh, there's just more spawning. Oh man, I thought that's how you can tell, by the way, how good your build is or how good you are at the game. If you feel like, oh yeah, that took a reasonable amount of time to finish that chamber, then you're probably in pretty good shape. But if instead you feel like, oh my god, another wave, and it fills you with crushing, back-breaking despair, then probably it means you're not doing very well. Ah, got hit by a rock. Got hit by fire. Okay, we're down to 2 HP here.
The key for back home.
Wow, that is worrisome. So I'm gonna respawn with 30 some health. You know, I haven't really seen a lot of hearts. I would have you know what? Let's go to the shop. This is the time. Even if the palm were free, I'd still want to shop for the chance to buy healing or a boon or anything that might help. Now, do I want to give this guy my nectar? His trinket is fun, but I won't be using it for a while. And there will be other shops, so no, I'm not going to give him the nectar. Let's get a boon from Poseidon. So, gem, darkness, and coin rewards are worth more. I don't like this. So, honestly, I might just take it to fulfill the achievements later, just to get this out of the way. Or, it's always nice to get a little bit of this. You know, I'll take the Sunken Treasure, because I don't think I've taken that one either. And that can give me some healing, which is nice. Should I buy the palm? You know what? The money's not going to do me any good if I'm dead, so we'll just buy it. So, keep going with the special, keep going with the special. Any buff to my special damage counts twice because my special hits twice.
I will keep coming
Now,
back,
with the sword, the Hydra is a little bit trickier because it's not like the bow or the spear where you can stay out of reach, but this is where you really notice how much time the boss spends just sort of sitting around not doing anything. You can just walk up to it and whack it, and then when it rears up, you dash away. So with the sword, as with the other weapons, the main thing is dealing with the additional heads. To make sure to go kill that thing. It's a lot easier to kill the nest, or the egg, or whatever that is, creche, I don't know what you call that, than it is to kill the guy who pops out of it. Because remember, the guys popping out of those are my nemesis, the ones that like completely demolished me this run. Okay, I seem to not have any cast. Where am I cast? Over the fire. Okay. So you put the cast in the boss, buffing your damage, and then you go to town. See what I mean? Like, this just seems to me so much easier than Meg. Meg, you know, she dashes, she races up, she does the things on the floor, she spawns enemies that walk around, swinging at you, dashing at you, shooting projectiles. Whereas this one, it's like, you walk up to it, and you hit it over and over. And yes, oh god, no, I let those spawn. Oh no, I let that one spawn too. Oh jeez. So it just makes sense that I'd be like struggling to survive after talking about how this boss is easier. Oh yeah, I've taken a lot of damage, haven't I? Okay, yeah, maybe I'm just bad. And I have like a weird psychological sense that this is an easier boss, but it actually isn't. Alright, there's my Death Defiance, which I did not need against the allegedly harder boss, Meg. So good commentary, Boris, good commentary. However, we're down to the end now. It's the last head. Dash away. Oh, he's doing a sequence. Somehow that didn't hit me though. Chill being very good here really slows this. Oh god. Boss down, and we're done. So So I'm not super optimistic about killing the Act 3 boss here. And the choice to make is whether I grab that trinket that's already fully leveled up this early on just to try to beat the Act 3 boss, or whether I take it. You know what? I guess I'll take this acorn. So the acorn makes it so that the first time a boss hits you, it blocks the shot. It's kind of like 3 divine shields for the boss's attacks only. And it upgrades to eventually be 5. Okay, we'll do this, we'll do this. And you know what, 10 gold, what a deal. Let's do that too.
Let's think about this.
Okay, I think everything's fine there, and we'll continue on.
Onward then. Thank you.
So here I am nervous because even if I were able to kill the final boss, it would be a grind since the two bosses have so much health. And plus, of course, some of the general encounters can be a grind too. It's just I find a really big uptick not only in like enemy pattern difficulty, but also enemy health you have to chew through. Although, is anything harder than just those like random zombie guys in Act 2 that completely killed me? Who knows? Okay, butterfly balls. Special is pretty good because it destroys their butterflies. So if you can just park yourself next to one of those, then you can just go to town, mashing the special button like I am. I actually didn't hit him. That didn't hit him either. This guy like found some fold in the matrix or something, hiding from my casts. So Hermes is a little bit different from the other gods. He has like a variety of boons that do random things, and he doesn't have any boons that like directly take up the attack, special, or cast boon slot. I think we'll take this one because probably the extra dashing is the most valuable, but my special is what I'm really leaning on in this run, so might as well just have it go a little bit faster. Now, gold or palm. We'll take the gold. I've got a lot of boons now. There's a chance that the palm will just whiff and not give me anything useful. Alright, I'll try to hit these on the edge of my special, because if I don't, then that happens. And even though I kill it, it hurts me. Okay, more butterfly balls. I'm fine with butterfly balls. I've seen people online say that they really hate the butterfly balls. If the butterflies are like the bane of their existence, certainly nothing is easy. But like, for example, I've taken like 70 damage from those little flame wheels and basically none from the butterfly balls. I don't mind the butterfly balls as much, personally. Alright, I'm gonna go to the shop because I have 400 coins, and generally I would take more, but in this particular case, we just desperately need anything we can get more health, and a boon, sure. I'll take anything. Oh, hey, look at this! If you have no Death Defiance, your HP slowly recovers 1 health every 0.8 of a second? Not bad. And it also counts for my duo boons. Great. Alright, now here I could take an upgraded rarity Demeter boon and face a mini boss, or just 25 extra health. You know what? I mean, let's try to maximize our chances of maybe somehow getting through this boss fight. I mean, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna need more health. These chariots, gotta be a little careful. They kind of charge at you, and they do hit pretty hard. I wonder if I can freeze them in place with my special. Looks like I can. Aha, I got more of those guys. And they have armor. How nice. Okay, make sure, remember to look at their head, kill their floating heads after you're done killing them. Otherwise, they just go off and respawn. Just depending on the other stuff going on in that room can be existentially devastating. Alright, much happier with my health total here. Again, I can get a Demeter boon with a mini-boss, but the hammer, not only is it harder to get the achievement for the hammers, because you can pretty much only get like 2 per run, and it has to be with a specific weapon, whereas the god boons you can get with any weapon. So for achievement purposes, I prefer to get the hammers, but also the hammers are rarer and typically at least have the potential to be a lot stronger than a boon, because with the exception of some really significant boons, most don't make as big of an impact on your game once you've already got, you know, your main, so to speak, build up and running. Like in this case, my special does double damage, and I have a big boon upping its damage. Alright, so attack fires a wave, attack armor, and attack is a big chop. Well, this is a case where I am actually pretty much committed to the special, so what I'm taking here is just for the achievement. And these are all fine. I wouldn't mind any of them in a run. I guess we'll take the piercing wave. That seems least impressive. Although I could take this and then just use my attack on armored enemies. Well, that might mean that it's like a better boon in general for me. Okay. I like this big chop. That'll be fun someday, but right now we'll just take that one. I think it's the weakest. The one I am least likely to want later. And a tough choice here. 2 keys or darkness. Okay, we'll do the mini-boss fight. There's one, the butterfly ball, that's just really problematic until you get a lot stronger. This is not any of like the special mini-bosses. It's not the bull, and it's not the butterfly ball. It is just 3 armored guys. Just living my best life here, pressing the same button over and over, as I like to do.
Next up.
You got the shield ones, you gotta get behind those. Even with your little AoE thing, which you think might go past the shield, you gotta get behind them. Is there gonna be another wave? There is. And I have to admit, I did feel a little bit of existential despair about that extra wave, so that's how I know. I'm struggling. Oh my god, why did I take so much damage? Oh, jeez. I thought I'd be fine. Oh, right, because they had armor, so my attack wasn't staggering them. I just totally forgot about that. Okay, well, we're, you know, just almost dead, but hopefully there'll be a shop and we can get some coins, or some health, I mean, with our coins. All right, this, don't do this. Don't take this, because the trials are really great. You get 2 boons for 1 room, but they are difficult, and until you get stronger and you feel like you're really cruising through things, I say just don't do it. God, the only thing more annoying than these pinwheels, that's not their name, I think they're called flame wheels. I call them pinwheels. The only thing more annoying than pinwheels is armored pinwheels. See, I killed it, but it hurt me. I clearly don't understand something about these enemies. That one also hurt me, even though I hit it. Oh wait, don't I have a, hang on. Oh yeah, maybe I can use my little attack wave to kill them. Oh my god, I took 13 damage twice, why? Oh god, why? Alright, well, it is what it is. And I'll tell you one thing, it ain't what it ain't. Oh, there's more? Oh no. Is it more pinwheels? Of course it's more pinwheels. Alright, let me wave you to death, pinwheel. Oh, there's another pinwheel? Okay, I happened to come up here. One of the regenerating guys got killed by a trap, so it's good that I was there for that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known it died, and I also wouldn't have known it respawned. Okay, note, I don't have any Death Defiance. This is where, you know, saving up the 500 darkness for your second Death Defiance sure seems helpful. And we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm just happy that I'm getting darkness now for killing the first 2 bosses. Hey, just direct healing. Wow, that's nice. I wish this were special. Is it worth it for the attack? I don't think it is. We'll just save the coins. And Hermes boons are fun. I think I'm just gonna take a health. So long term, the consideration there would have been taking an extra Hermes boon would mean like an extra boon eventually for the achievement, for getting all of them. So by taking the health, I forfeit that. But it's also just at the end of the day, 1 boon, not the end of the world. So it's just 1 boon, it's not the end of the world. And maybe, you know, this 25 extra health will actually let me beat this Act 3 boss. I don't have a Death Defiance, but I at least will, Jesus. I will block the first 3 attacks. Wavin'. Remember, the big balls from the witches in this act break up into smaller balls. So you can't just dodge it and think you're okay. You gotta really stay the heck away from those things to be safe. Okay, definitely shop. I have enough coins for health, so I want the opportunity to see health. We have health.
I'm already full.
Oh, I'm already full. Right, I meant bonus health, not... Okay, I'm just dumb. Well, we'll take this. It's a boon. It might help. So, damage reduction if you don't have any casts. This is revenge damage. It's minor, but it completely chills the foe, which slows them down a lot. I will be getting hit by the boss. So do I just want flat damage reduction? Okay, I'll take the cognitive load of making sure that I always... Oh, wait, hang on a second. I should also buy a palm. I'm going to die here, so I might as well spend it. Ah, wow, I actually got a special damage upgrade. Great, we'll do it. There is a pretty significant drop-off in the upgrades with the palms. You get less and less the higher up you go. But I think that was still worth it. So notice I'm glowing. That's my acorn. I'm going to try to win. So the Minotaur has a cast. Oh, I should shoot my cast. Because I need to try to get that 10% damage reduction and 10% damage bonus. Every little bit helps. Oh God, I mean, it's not impossible, certainly. Okay, I got cast again. Put him in the boss. Not just for the damage that they do, but for the 10. You know, it's ridiculous because the damage bonus from the mirror is much more significant than the 10% damage bonus from that one Demeter boon I just picked up. Okay, so now he's shooting off those waves. Also, my cast got a rarity upgrade from Eurydice, so... Oh, I just dashed into his attack. He was ahead of me and going more ahead. Note, I still have my acorn here. Okay, so I'm actually gonna get the Minotaur here, which is nice. The question, of course, is whether I'll be able to beat Theseus. And that depends very much on what god he gets to help him. So after he gets to half health, he turns invulnerable for a bit. And then he calls upon a god to help him. And it seems to be random which god it is. Some gods are definitely harder than others. Artemis is the easiest. We had that one in our run with the bow. And honestly, if it had been a different god, I might have not made it to Hades on that run. The fact that you get an indication he's about to attack. So one thing you should do is after he pops, try to like dodge that initial wave of whatever from the god and keep doing damage to him if you can. Ares I'm pretty happy about. So basically with Ares, it's just these really, really big circles and it's intimidating, but it's by no means the hardest of the gods. The ones that are more unpredictable I find harder. Like Zeus is just like a bunch of crap that like flies around and is kind of unpredictable. Same with Dionysus. Demeter is just the worst. We'll see her at some point, I'm sure. That's one of the problems with unlocking her, is that you also unlock the potential for her to help Theseus. That's a nightmare. Wow, I ended up with full health. That's great. Well, I am super happy about that. So now the question is, do I take this to get an extra 100 health, or do I keep the acorn on? So for the boss, his swings do a lot of damage. So an acorn is actually worth more health against him, but against all the other enemies, it does nothing. Whereas I might actually want to respawn during the tunnel fights if I die there. Of course, if I die and use up my Death Defiance in the tunnels, what are the odds I can actually beat Hades? Okay, I'm gonna keep the acorn on just because I'm leveling it up. And oh right, I gotta use this. Might as well keep on leveling it up if I'm not sure which one is correct. Okay, you know, I'm actually gonna do this. Nothing else really, well, I mean, I can only afford these two. I don't really rely on the cast damage. I don't ever take gem reward rooms, so I'm only gonna get gems from achievements. It'll take me a while to complete any of the achievements. And in the short term, there are some things that I would like to buy with gems. So trading some of my coins during a run for gems is kind of ideal because it's like the smallest opportunity cost I can possibly invoke for something that matters in the short term and is completely worthless in the long run. Okay, so we don't have any money left for the shop. Let's look at our tunnels. Generally prefer the mini bosses because they're double value and easier, in my opinion. I don't think I'm gonna get this palm though. Even adding 2 levels to something is just not worth it because I've already upgraded my special several times. It's level 4. And so at this point I'm getting very significant diminishing returns. What I'm gonna do is grab this to make sure that I get the boss fight and the upgraded Poseidon boon. You know, whether that boon is relevant. Kill the poison. Whether that boon is relevant remains to be seen. Just notice how much health those guys have. Like, I punched a bunch of damage into it, and it was just still hanging around. I'll say anyway, whether the boon is relevant, I don't know, but hopefully the relative ease of the boss fight will make up for it if it's not a relevant boon. And then I'm gonna take the bonus health. So if things can go well, we'll have hopefully a decent amount of health against the boss. Oh my god, you know what I totally forgot just now? I was looking at my health, I'm like, why am I at full health? I definitely remember taking poison, and I remembered. I got that legendary boon, or the duo boon from Demeter. If you have no death defiance, slowly regenerate health. And it's actually not that slow, it's 1 health every 8/10 of a second. So it's like more than 1 health per second. Okay, we got this one. There is one boss that's really, really bad. It's a little bit infamous. It's the tiny vermin. So that's the one you always hope you don't get. Anyway, that's why I was at full health. Is because, oh my god, I took the damage. It's because even though I took damage from the poison, I just hung around and healed it. Now, I'm not gonna do goofy things like stay in the fight just to heal. Right, well that is not going to be worth very much because we're not going to be collecting any more of those rewards. This thing is junky. I've already taken this. So I'm going to be a little greedy. If I weren't healing automatically, I would take this just for the chance of it providing health. But I'm going to take this just to get it out of the pool. I don't want to have to take that one again. It also is, of course, just junk against the boss.
Maybe it's in here.
And also with these, honestly, if there's ever a time where that boon does matter, you know, do more damage in the first 10 seconds of an encounter, it would be in these tunnels where it's just high octane, and a lot of times those tunnel fights are over in 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm not gonna do any grinding here. I'm not gonna like get frisky and try to like drag these fights out for my boon to heal me. If necessary, I'll try to drag it out against Hades. I would have never expected that my first win with Hades against Hades would be with the sword, but since I did have that boon, it's possible. Oh my god, it's possible I can grind out the fight against him. I'm hoping that me staggering it and chilling it will be enough to prevent it from attacking me. Good. Okay, we did not get an early Satyr sack, unfortunately. That is, you know, good and bad, since I do have regeneration, which is an incredibly rare resource in this game. I mean, you can play this game 100 times and never have health regeneration. Like, I don't remember if there's any other boons that regenerate you. There are effects that regenerate health, but it's usually for like a very steep cost. Like, the sword actually has a hammer upgrade that I'm gonna have to take at some point that's like, you heal 2 hit points every time you attack with the sword, but also your health is reduced by 60%. Did I get hit by the poison again? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is how it all ends, clearly. Oh, there's more enemies coming? That's good. I was just thinking, this situation needed more enemies. Also, it needed a giant blade swinging down through my body for 30 damage. Satyr. Okay, try to hide behind a pillar. It's an awkward situation because it's standing in poison. Finally, the poison cleared up. Okay, mash the button for victory. And somehow I ended up grinding enough health that I'm at 190 out of 200. I mean, I'm sure I'd be dead. I think at this point I would just straight up be dead if it was not for that. Now, there is a boon for Athena that I can buy down there. The issue is that if I do actually get the restore a Death Defiance boon from her, then I will turn off my regeneration. So I might not want to do that. I might just want to take an Artemis boon instead, so that I can maybe, like, you know, crits do more damage or something. Yeah, we'll try that. Maybe Athena was better. I think probably the closest to the truth is that neither an Artemis boon or an Athena boon at this point will be that relevant, unless maybe it's some kind of a legendary boon.
Shiny.
Okay, we healed up to full on that one. That's nice. These, you really want to bum rush. It's like tempting to try to hide behind pillars and get away from their beams, but I think for these guys, offense is the best defense, because if you can stagger them and prevent them from beaming you down, Scotty, that's how you take the least damage. Okay. Alright, we have a well, which could be really good. If this is the final tunnel, then I will have whatever benefit I get from the well against the boss. You know, because if it's like, for the next 6 encounters, your special does more damage, you know, and 6 encounters don't happen, then the boss counts as an encounter. Unfortunately, we got, again, the cast dealing more damage. Ah, jeez. Okay, I'm going to take this because there will be armored enemies spawning in the boss fight, so that's not irrelevant. And I guess I'll take this because it's 20 coins. I won't take the other one because healing when I enter a chamber is kind of pointless, since, hopefully, I won't be entering, I will just be able to heal up with my boon that I totally forgot about. Okay, got a bunch of these rats. My special is pretty good against them. They just come at me, and unless they get the timing just right, they will die, as long as I'm mashing the button fast enough. Is this nothing but the rats? Ah, we got one of these. Look at me doing extra damage to armor. Unfortunately, that is not going to now survive into the boss fight, because one tunnel is more than 6 chambers. A satyr? Really? Oh, God. These guys are so lean, but they're scrappy. They got so much health. It's nuttos. Okay, I actually managed to deflect its poison dart with my cast, and it got poisoned. That is one of the most satisfying things in Hades, is deflecting the poison darts onto the satyrs. I am never going to try to do that on purpose, because that is for better people to do. But it's cool when it happens by accident. So marking, you know what? These are actually both really tempting. The boss will eventually dislodge these casts, and it's an extra 100 damage. It's an extra 200 if I put them both in there. And these are interesting, because basically every time I hit with the cat with my special, it does hit twice. So even though the special is slow, it's an extra 20 damage every time I special. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I like that one a lot. Even if it's not technically good, I am still a huge fan of it. It just looks good to have all those arrows flying out. Okay, well, I still don't want a palm, so we're gonna take the Athena boon. Rats! Oh, hey, these arrows are actually really handy because I think they one-shot the rats. These rats have like very low health. These rats, I'm not sure, but I'm just hoping I can stagger them. Nope, 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 nope. That just reared back. I watched it rear back, and I did nothing because I'm old, and I have no reflexes. Oh, the Evergreen Acorn ranked up. That's actually good because it means that now it will block the first 4 attacks of the final boss. So ordinarily with these kind of rooms, you can just hang out and the rats never cross the pit. However, I wanted to get over there because there was the beam enemy, so I needed to take care of it. All right, we got the sack, thank goodness.
Hear me on my authority.
All right, well, I have never taken this one before, so I'm gonna do it. This is actually relevant against the final boss. In the second phase, he does have those urns, which do a bunch of damage and count as traps. So that's actually the best. Oh, what the heck, I have this. Oh my God. So, all right, so here's the thing. If I get this, it turns on, well, it gives me a Death Defiance, which turns off my regeneration. But now I have 200 health, because if I'm not full now, I'm gonna be full after I drink the fountain. And then when I come back, I will have 100 health, and then I will start regenerating. So this increases the odds that I can actually beat the boss but I've never taken this one before. However, if there is ever a time to take something to improve the odds of beating the boss in exchange for not making a tiny bit of progress towards the achievement, now is that time. I am incredibly torn, because if I take this and then I don't beat the boss, I'm going to be really sad about it. But if I take this and die, then I'm always going to wonder, like, could I have maybe beaten him if I just take... Okay, I'm going to take this. So, Holy Shield, we'll pick it up some other time. You know, it'll take an extra run or something to finish that achievement with Athena. At the end of the day, it's just 150 gems. It's not the end of the world. And I can live without it if needed. So a Palm or another Athena boon? Well, yeah, I think I actually would rather have the boon, because the Palm at this point could really hit a lot of things that don't matter, and even the things that matter, there's diminishing returns. So we'll take this. All right, well, we got something. This is fine. It's not gonna matter very much. It basically makes it so that if I hit something with my cast, because that's the only ability I have that can deflect, then for 5 seconds, they take 63% more damage when hit from behind. Am I going to take advantage of that? Absolutely not. It's just a thing that's there that doesn't actually matter. But, you know, it does make up for the fact that I passed on some achievement progress with my previous pick. All right, well, this is something I was not expecting. I really just would have been happy to kill both of the first 2 bosses and be done. And remember, I actually lost my Death Defiance to the very first boss in the game. But we're here somehow. I guess the special is strong enough to have carried me here. So, very straightforward plan here. We put the casts in them for more damage. And then we bum rush him. And we... Oh, he's hiding. Okay. And we just try to dodge those, try to backstab him. Actually, I believe that my special doesn't backstab. So, yes. I think that I believe that is a rule, that in this game, AoE type effects cannot backstab. I'm concerned about going up there because if I go up there, those traps are going to blow. They're easy to, you know, not take damage on. Oh my god, I had so much time. Alright, well, this is the value of the acorn. So far, I have taken no damage, and I can resist one more of his attacks. I'm gonna be honest, I was really hoping to, I don't know, get to at least his first invulnerability, if not his second, before losing my acorn. But, what can I say? He's a hard boss. Okay, that clanking sound, I don't know if you can hear it, means that I'm doing no damage to this shield guy. So I am not necessarily crazy about killing the ads in the Hades fight. I think there is some merit to just ignoring them. But those shield guys, I like to get rid of them if I can, or at least any of the regenerating ones, because there's a chance they die off screen and come back, and that's really annoying. Whereas if a different enemy dies off screen, then it actually dies. Okay, I saw him rear back, and then I just didn't react fast enough. That's what happens when you get old, kids. Who am I kidding? Oh my god, that was just 30 damage twice in a row. Okay, so we do have a Death Defiance, and in theory, I can produce the most miserable video in the history of YouTube by... Oh my god, that thing just hurt me a lot. I can produce the most miserable video in the history of YouTube by trying to run around and heal up from my boon. Yeah, okay, so there's the Death Defiance. I come back with 100 health. Oh my god, I've had my casts this whole time. That's hilarious. So I can try to just run around and dodge his attacks and slowly heal. Keep in mind that, you know, getting hit once with anything completely negates all the time I spent doing that. But that is one thing about Hades. You know, he is not a ranged attacker. We are chipping away with these casts that had their rarity upgraded back in Act 2. Oh my god, I was just like up against a wall and I tried to dash and nothing happened. Okay. Well, we're up to 132. That's more than I respawned with. Oh god. Oh god, there's 20 damage. Okay, you know what, I mean, Let's at least come in for a hit before running away.
Do you feel your blood beginning to boil?
Yes, I actually do feel my blood beginning to boil. These guys while he goes into hiding. One of my favorite things to do when Hades turns invisible is to pretend that he exists and just like go la-di-da about my day, and then be just totally Detective Pikachu shocked when he comes out of hiding and attacks me with a really easily dodgeable attack. Oh boy. Now those things don't go forever, which is nice. The Novas, I mean, they do eventually stop, so you can like go to the edge of the map and just not take damage. Okay, there we go. I had saved up a lot of health, and then I just took that attack for no reason. All right, we're in the second phase. I mean, this duo boon is just totally carrying me. Obviously, I would have been dead many, many, many times over. I just took 32 damage twice from that. Okay, cool. Well, at least with this attack, we have a reason to stand in one place and do nothing for a while we try to heal.
I shall not take such disrespect.
Right, here are the urns. Be careful with these, because you can destroy them, and then they blow up and do damage in an AoE, and he can also destroy them. Oh my god, the fact that I did not take damage just now is one of the greatest miracles to have occurred since Jesus. But of course I took stupid damage on that, that's fine. So we're at 100 health, he's taken basically no damage. What you should do with that attack is try to get behind him and hurt him, but I was taking the opportunity to hide and heal up a bit. Oh no, I did not realize he was coming in for another one. Oh, wow. That looked like it was gonna hit me. Gotta be very careful with these. Oh, hey! My attack fires a piercing wave. Hey, I should be using that on those urns. Nice. Oh, I got a cast. Hold on. Oh, God. Oh, God, there's another one? Alright, I got pretty far down there. It would be a real shame to die now. Just trying to use my piercing wave to clear off these urns before they cause any problems later. Oh god. Okay. So at least if you're not going to be behind him, you should try to like dash through a pillar after he's done with that and hurt him. Okay, that is too close. I'm at 53. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god. Down to 13. Okay. You know what? This might all have been for nothing. At this point, I'm gonna go into grind mode. We're just gonna try to avoid him as much as possible. And heal up to, I don't know, 100, hopefully. That was a bit of a miracle. That was a bit of a miracle. Yeah, I guess it's not entirely that easy to dodge him, his urns, and the periodic novas. Oh god. Okay. Wait until I get to 100. If we get to 100, maybe I should be trying to destroy those urns more aggressively, so that I don't have as many problems with the novas. Okay, that's good. Alright, we're at 90. Let's get in some damage. I should really just learn that when he rears back to shoot those boiling bloods, I gotta just run away. Okay. I got both my casts. Let's put them in them. Dash in, special twice. Dash out. That is not a special thing, like some insight, like it's exactly 2 times that you can do it. I just picked a number that seemed safe. Alright, so once he gets to halfway, he doesn't do any more adds in the second phase of his. He just changes his behaviors a bit. He shoots more of these faster. He also, when he does the fire beam, it goes in all directions, so you can no longer be behind him. But you can still hide behind a pillar. And try to dash in for a bit of extra damage. And in the case of me, where I'm being carried by a single boon, that gives you more time. That gives you more time to heal. Notice the game is a little bit generous with that. It kind of looked like I was in the beam before I got to the pillar, but the game allowed me to not take damage with that. I mean, I wish he just did that fire thing the whole time. That'd be great. Man, at this point, I gotta be honest, I would be a little bit depressed if I died. Which is very possible, because, you know, he hits really hard. So just a couple of stupid attacks and it's over. Okay, so, gotta get the cast on. Okay, he's got a couple of, man, oh my god, there's a lot of Novas. Oh god. You gotta be very careful. His fire thing does break the urns. Oopsie, that's 40. That's a lot. His fire thing does break the urns. So if you're near an urn while you're hiding behind this pillar, hiding from the fire, you can take damage from that. Oh, so close. But it's very important. Don't get lazy. Don't rush it. If you made it this far, you know, don't just stand in front of him and let him put a boiling blood into you. Continue going as cautiously as before. Okay, there's a Nova on the very edge of the board. Oh my god, can I get him? Oh my goodness. All right, well, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe.
I told you.
And I'll see you again soon. I will be honest, there's a bit more in this video. And by a bit, I mean a lot more than a bit. This is the first time that you kill him. There's this extremely slow, unskippable, not exactly cutscene, but let's call it a narrative experience. And if you haven't found it out already, this is where we learn the real reason that Zagreus is trying to escape from hell. It's not to like join the other gods in Olympus and just hang out with them for fun. It's because he's trying to find his mother, Persephone, on the surface and find out why she left. So if you know some Greek mythology, then
sure hope this works next.
Then that all makes a lot more sense. But anyways, yeah, you know, Wikipedia that the story of Hades and Persephone. This game is based on Greek mythology, but it also, you know, fleshes it out in some ways, and some ways that I think are pretty cool. Obviously, when you're, you know, working with Greek mythology, it can be a little bit scary to mess with it or screw around. Anyway, yeah, dash button does nothing. The game forces you to walk all the way to Persephone's cottage. In future escape attempts, you can dash in this part, so it takes a lot quicker to get there, like a lot quicker. But the first time,
that's the sun.
Yeah, you just get to really take in this majestic experience and see the world through Zagreus's eyes. Oh, thank God it didn't make me walk all the way to the edge of the screen. And now we're there. Just kidding. We still have to walk across the snow.
He can't.
Oh, he runs. And he dashes. Okay, actually that wasn't too bad.
Who's that?
Alright, so here we are with Persephone.
Hey, who might...
Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. We have a long conversation.
I died.
And you learn some stuff, which, you know, definitely read this, do the story. The story is really cool in this game. I highly recommend it. It's just, you know, in the interest of time that I don't do it on the series. But the long and short of it is that
No.
you can't survive in this world. You eventually just die.
You
So
tell
even though
I'll tell it.
you spent a lot of time telling her the story, you eventually die, and then you have to come back and keep talking to her. And mild spoiler, you end up having to do this a total of 10 times to essentially beat the game and get the ending. It's not over at that point, of course, there is more, but you have to clear 10 times to finish up the main story. And it's funny, because the first time you slowly walk over there, you have this long conversation with her, time passes, etc. And then the next time it's like, hey mom, let me tell you one thing, I'm dying, and then you die. All right, let's see, we need to talk to you.
You really mean she was But then you had.
And
I have to speak with her.
we need to talk to Hades, apparently.
Late.
No.
Note that you can actually give him nectar, but it doesn't do anything. He's the only character that does not give you a trinket if you give him nectar. At least not the first time. You have to give it to him more than once, and eventually as your relationship improves, he gives you an actual trinket. I could give a trinket to Meg, or a nectar to Meg. This is someone who I will eventually be putting a lot of nectar into, but her trinket is not one that I use. And I want to have a nectar so that if I don't find a nectar, but I do find Sisyphus in the story room in the first act, I can give him a nectar. All right, we have some stuff we can get. It's not much, but the fact that I bought gems at the shop means I can buy something. So we can either make it so that fountains heal you more after you kill a boss, or so that there's a small chance of getting a free room in Act 2. Honestly, they're both sort of minor. But we'll take this because at least we have fountains every single run, and I take a lot of damage, so that is likely to not be wasted health. I could have also, of course, saved up the gems, but I'm hoping eventually I make an achievement and can just get the expensive things without having to save up a resource I don't want to be collecting for them. All right, did we actually make an achievement? Oh, this is amazing. I forgot about this. Okay, so we get 1,000 darkness for killing Hades. That is something I found is like you need like a lucky run. In this case, I got carried by a legendary boon that gave me regeneration, which is an insane benefit. So I got carried by that. And if you can get like lucky one time, then you get 1,000 darkness, which makes a really, really big difference. Okay, we have just some things that we'll get there with eventually. This will be actually really nice. I just need to get all the mini bosses basically. And this is already collected. Okay. So the mirror then is extremely simple this time. I don't have enough keys to unlock the next section, which means that we're gonna try to get the biggest stuff from this section, and that is a Death Defiance. Now, the question is, I'm at 600 out of 1,000 for the third Death Defiance, which really makes a big difference. So I could just save up for that, or I could get, you know, some more modest upgrades. We'll take these. It's good to do 50% more damage to an enemy when it has your cast in it, and 80 for a third cast. I mean, that's a pretty minor cost. So we'll just max that out, and then we'll save. Again, I'm not taking this for metagaming reasons. Otherwise, you should just obviously put the darkness in that too. Okay, so we're gonna back out of there.
Good.
A second Death Defiance is really huge. That will make things a lot easier.
The exit.
Let's talk to you. And still not making me buy the shield. We'll go for the bow. That's perfectly fine. And with the bow, I guess we'll just again start with the coin purse. Oh wait, what am I doing? Hold on. I'm not playing a run right now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.